Yeah, I bit the bullet. It's been interesting. Well, here we are. After the MANX, it's been a couple of weeks. Quite a lot of stuff's happened. The real exciting news for Keilder is something that's waiting outside. Yes. Yeah, I bit the bullet after the bounciness of the MANX and the incredibly near miss.
Whoa! Shit! Whoa! No! Oh god, sorry mate.
How lucky we got with going off in this and somehow miraculously not rolling, not breaking loads of stuff.
Yeah, clear.
I just didn't want to risk the car again, not having the car being set up the correct way. And the car really deserves to be the best it can be, because that makes mine and Russell's time in it, you know, safer but also more enjoyable. So money has been spent, but I think it's really important. And of course, with inspiration from the Isle of Man, the TT is on. Oh. And there we are. The 50 unit. So here's a good companion. Wow. So here's a good companion. Comparison. We've got the 50 unit I just took out. This is in gravel setup, which is also the same setup we ran for the MANX. And then this guy on the right is the new R53 unit. I mean, there's another inch of travel right off the bat, and this is by no means set at the correct length. Gravel mode engaged with this new shock. The car is fully set up now on the longer travel BC, which is very exciting for Keilder. So, installed a boost gauge today because a little bit worried that we were down on power. It felt slow. I actually said straight away when I drove this new engine that it felt slower, but we would just sort of put it off as being like, oh, you know, you're expecting more out of it, la 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 la.
Dropping those excuses.
Well, as it turns out, we only make 5 psi of boost with this engine, which, well, is rubbish. I think the culprit may be the pressure return valve. There's not a lot of spring, so I'm going to whip the intake manifold off just so I can compare. A quick comparison, the one on the left is off the first engine that blew, that made all the correct boost and power, and the one on the right is off the engine making 5 pounds. The only difference I can really see, this valve in here doesn't actually close all the way, so it's always slightly open. You can kind of see that actually. So the boost was just bypassing that and circulating around. Troubleshooting continues. Teflon supercharger that was on the car sounds like this. Spare one sounds like this. I did just put new oil in this Teflon supercharger. I think I must have been tired because somehow, I mean, I can't believe I missed this, but I must have done. The rotors are completely gnarled up. All of those scratches, I'm pretty sure, should not be there. A bunch of play. Not sure if I just missed that when I was servicing this. Anyway, shit happens. Drain the oil out of both, and I'm going to switch this onto that supercharger. Alrighty, so both end caps are off. Both superchargers actually have really good quantities of oil, which is fantastic. Sometimes these guys run really dry. All I'm going to do is put the smaller pulley onto the newer the working supercharger and get it all back together. Another late Friday night, but in a good place to test tomorrow. Replacement supercharger is on and replacement throttle body is on. So I should be out hopefully within 2 hours tomorrow morning, seeing if we make some boost. Quite a lot of things happened. New suspension is on, which I cannot wait to test in the forest of Keilder. And we think the boosting issue's solved. So anyway, I've been pulling my hair out slightly, but we are now here in Hexham. We've been caught in many rainstorms, so we're going to try and make the car look a little bit smarter by washing it before we go through. We are scrutineered. Get that sticker stuck. Stage 1, Keilder. New suspension. I can already tell it feels massively different. We seem to be making boost. Let's go have some fun.
Oh my god.
This does not have my seal of approval.
Well, you joined us after stage 2. I had bad news for you guys. The GoPro is not working at all. So this might be a really boring rally video with no onboard. It's been interesting. The new suspension, it is so different. The car handles so differently, and it's super slippy out there. Good fun, super fast, but a little bit nervy. This cow, they just I told you to look.
I know.
So what are our thoughts, Russell? That was quite a challenge for us, I think.
Yeah.
The car is so different. I think we're going to have to work on setup with this new suspension, because it was really hard to get the front turned in. As soon as I even drove it on the road, the first tight corner we came to, I turned in and I was like, holy shit, we're not turning. There we go, look at it. It looks like Wes has had a bit of a mare as well. Nice of Gaz to give him a tow. So yeah, it was pretty challenging in there. The commitment required was quite something, and especially in the faster corners. Especially in the faster corners, there just wasn't the trust in the front end. You'd get on the power or you turn in and it would just be, there'd be so little grip at the front that the 1s and 2s and 3s were just so hard to judge your turn in and entry speed, because we pushed out wide so many times, which obviously you can't see because the GoPro didn't work. In second place we've got Jacob Neal and Russell Thomas. So we've just got back from Keilder, 8:30. You know, we live a long way away from Keilder Forest. I think we were very happy to finish, as there was some pretty big offs for some of the mini crews, and Killer Keilder really lived up to the Killer Keilder name. Being in Hexham turned out to be very lucrative for us, because we actually managed to get on board our first 2024 sponsor, Countryside Accounts. So we have a lot to thank them for, because we were struggling with front grip on these tyres. These tyres here have been on the car since I bought it, and we've done every single gravel rally that I've ever done in this car on this tyre, and you can see from the edge they're sufficiently worn. They're a 2018 tyre. which has allowed us to purchase. I've never actually bought new rally tyres before, so we've gone and got 2 brand new MRFs. A huge thank you to them, because now that front end grip, which we were struggling for, is going to get us dialed in for Greystoke, which is fantastic.
Please like and subscribe.